You said it's basically a walk. Bring sneakers, you'll be fine. 40 minutes and my legs are filing a complaint. You're 10 meters ahead, not even breathing hard. I'm holding a tree like it personally wronged me. You keep saying almost there. I've stopped believing you. Third time you said it since the first. Almost there. A group passes us wearing actual hiking poles. I didn't know that was a thing people bought on purpose. You said it would be easy. I believed you. That's on me. But you carried my water when I stopped talking. So I guess we're even. Barely. Maybe. We stop at a rock that has apparently the only good view. You insist on a photo, I insist. My face looks terrible. You take it anyway. I look half dead, you look thrilled. Somehow it's still a good picture. Don't ask me why. You said it would be easy. I believed you. That's on me. But you carried my water when I stopped talking. So I guess we're even. Barely. Maybe. You ask if I had fun. I say ask me tomorrow when my legs decide how they feel about all this. For now I just sit here, sneakers soaked, complaining less than before. Already half agreeing to whatever you plan next. The parking lot was full by 7 cars lined up the road. I walked the last kilometer just to get here at all. Every third person's got a camera or a phone held up at the same red maple. Everyone's decided is the one. There's a line to stand where the light hits the leaves just right. I wait in it too. I'm not above it. I want the photo also. A stranger offers to take mine. I offer the same back. We don't exchange names, just phones for 10 seconds. The trail's slow today, shuffling more than walking. Nobody seems to mind. Everyone's looking up instead of ahead. A leaf lands on someone's shoulder and 3 people point it out like it's rare, though they're literally falling everywhere. I find a spot without the crowd, further off the main path. Half the leaves already brown and curled, less photogenic. I sit there anyway, it's quieter. The color's still there, just nobody's decided it's the good one yet. On the way down the line for the red maple is even longer now. I don't get back in it. I already have my version, the one nobody else wanted. My shirt stuck to my back at kilometer 3. The ridge doesn't care what shape I used to be. There's a rope section rusted, someone's tied a scarf to it, left there by a hiker who maybe needed a minute. I grab it anyway, my palms are raw. A kid ahead of me is counting every step out loud. I'm not thinking about the view yet, I'm thinking about my knees, my next step, my next breath. Cloud comes in low and swallows the next peak hole. I can't see where I'm going, but my legs don't know the pull. Someone's radio plays trot music, faint and strange. A butterfly lands on a rock and doesn't move for the longest time. Nobody up here is talking about work, nobody's checking a phone that doesn't work. Just boots and rocks and somebody's kid asking, are we there? The ridge just keeps going, it doesn't care. The cloud clears for 11 seconds, I count them. Then it's gone again, gray, and I keep walking anyway. Kilometer marker says 4.2. I still don't know if I'll make it to the peak or turn around at 3.
Before I saw anybody, I heard them click, click, click. The sound of trekking poles somewhere ahead, hidden by trees. The trail wound upward through pine and oak. Morning sunlight scattered across the ground like somebody dropped coins along the path. A couple in matching jackets stopped every 10 minutes to take photos of things nobody else noticed. A mushroom, a crooked branch, a patch of wildflowers. I secretly admired that. The mountain rewards attention more than speed at a narrow section. The sound of water appeared long before the stream itself. Somewhere beneath rocks, invisible, persistent. The kind of sound you don't hear in cities anymore. A wooden sign pointed 2 ways, one toward the summit, one toward an unnamed ridge. I chose the ridge, mostly because fewer footprints went that direction. The trail grew rougher, less maintained, more interesting. Spiderwebs stretched across sections of the path. I apologized to several of them without thinking. The ridge opened unexpectedly. No fence, no platform, no official viewpoint, just air and mountains, layer after layer, fading into blue distance. I sat there eating trail mix, listening to wine move through dry grass, listening to birds argue about something important, listening to nothing at all, which might have been the best sound of the day. On the way down, the trekking poles returned, click, 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 click. Somewhere behind me now, growing quieter, until they blended back into the mountain and disappeared.
She's been up this part since the last snowfall. My boots make the first marks, deep and slow. The rope railing's frozen, I don't grab it barehanded. I keep my gloves on, even when I lose my balance. There's a shrine at the bend, someone cleared the snow off it this morning. Fresh oranges left there, already going stiff with cold. I don't know who comes up here before I do, but they always seem to beat me to it. My eyelashes are doing something strange in this cold. My water bottle's half frozen, I drink it anyway. A single crow crosses over, doesn't make a sound, just a black shape against all this white. Somewhere below the snow, the trail is still the same dirt. I can't see it, I just trust it's there. Every step sinks a little and holds. I stop counting how far the top is. The snow starts again, small flakes barely falling, covering my own tracks behind me before I've even left. I don't turn around to check, I already know they're gone. The rain started at the second checkpoint sign. No thunder, just a steady kind. My jacket's not really waterproof, it turns out. The hood keeps sliding back, I keep pulling it out. Nobody said turn back, nobody said keep going either. We just kept walking quieter under the same gray weather. Somebody's laughing about their soaked left shoe. A dog in a raincoat passes, tail still moving too. The trail turns to mud around the pine roots. Every branch above us drips in its own time. We stop under a rock overhang, not big enough for all of us. Someone offers half a rain-soaked sandwich. We split it without much talk. The valley below is just white fog, no view today. That's fine, I wasn't really climbing for the view anyway. Nobody Nobody said turn back. Nobody said keep going either. We just kept walking quieter under the same gray weather. The rain hasn't stopped, but it's lighter now, maybe. Somebody says 15 more minutes, maybe. I don't know if that's true or just something we tell each other. Either way, we're still walking, still soaked, still moving forward.
Pack too much food again, every hiking trip. I tell myself this time, only the essentials. And somehow, a sandwich, 2 energy bars, dried mango trail mix, 3 bottles of water, and things I never touch. The parking lot was already busy, people adjusting backpacks, stretching calves, pretending they weren't checking how expensive everyone else's gear looked. The morning air felt cool enough to make promises about how easy the climb would be. Those promises lasted about 15 minutes. The first hill humbled everybody, including me. A group of college students started loudly, then became quieter with every switchback until nobody spoke at all. A tiny stream crossed the trail. Someone built a bridge from stones. Not a perfect bridge, but enough. I like that. The mountain is full of things built by people who never expected credit. Further up, the trees opened briefly, and sunlight spilled across the path, dust floating through the air like tiny sparks. I stopped to take a photo, then another, then eventually put the phone away. Some things improve when nobody tries to save them. Near noon, I reached the summit a little later than planned, a little sweatier than expected, a little happier than I realized. People were eating lunch everywhere, on rocks, on benches, on the ground. One man somehow carried an entire container of fried chicken. I respected that commitment. My sandwich looked less impressive, but tasted better than usual. Maybe because everything does up there. A little girl pointed at distant peaks, asking questions. Nobody around her seemed able to answer, but nobody seemed bothered either. The mountain stayed patient, the clouds stayed patient. Maybe answers weren't required. I spent nearly an hour doing almost nothing, watching shadows move, watching people arrive, watching people leave. The world felt busy, but not rushed. When I finally stood up, half my sandwich remained. I wrapped it back up for later. The hike down moved slowly, golden light finding its way through the trees, the afternoon cooling, the mountains settling into evening. Back at the car, I found the forgotten sandwich
still sitting in my backpack, slightly crushed, slightly warm. I ate it while looking back at the ridge. The summit was hidden now behind layers of forest, but I knew exactly where it was, somewhere up there, holding the rest of the afternoon, long after I drove away.
I hadn't hiked that mountain in almost 10 years, long enough for phones to change, jobs to change, addresses to change, long enough to forget parts of myself. I remember the parking lot wrong, remember the trailhead wrong, remembered almost everything wrong except the feeling. The feeling was exactly the same. The first climb still hurt, the first ridge still surprised me. The stream still crossed the trail in the same place. The same rocks, the same bend, the same old pine tree leaning slightly downhill like it always had. I passed hikers half my age, moving faster, laughing louder, taking more photos. I remember doing that too. Years ago, near the summit, I found the overlook where I used to sit. The view hadn't changed, the mountains hadn't changed, only the things I brought with me had changed. Responsibilities, memories, regrets, questions. The mountain accepted all of it without comment, without advice, without judgment. Just space, enough space to carry it for a while. When the day ended, the parking lot was nearly empty. Sunlight stretched long shadows across the pavement. I sat in the driver's seat without starting the engine, looking back toward the ridge, trying to remember what exactly I came here for. The answer never arrived, but the trail was still there, waiting. The same way it always had. I found the bench by accident, half hidden by trees, facing north toward mountains nobody talks about. There was no sign, no viewpoint marker, no recommendation online, just a bench and a view that seemed perfectly content. Being overlooked, I sat down mostly to rest, then forgot to leave. Clouds drifted across distant ridges. A hawk crossed the valley without making a sound. Somewhere below, a stream moved through rocks invisible, but impossible to ignore. The bench carried marks from years of visitors, initials, dates, messages fading into wood. tiny evidence that people had paused here long before me and would continue long after. I ate an apple, watched shadows move, watched light change, watched an afternoon become evening without accomplishing anything measurable, which felt strangely important. Eventually, the temperature dropped, the wind shifted, the mountain hinted that it was time to go. I stood, adjusted my backpack, looked back once, halfway down the trail. The bench was already hidden behind trees, exactly where I found it, exactly where it belonged.
The forecast said clear skies. The forecast light by 9 in the morning. Clouds covered everything. The valley, the ridges, the road I arrived on. Even the trail felt uncertain, like it was leading somewhere, but hadn't decided where yet. The climb took longer than expected, mostly because I kept stopping. Not for photos, for weather. Every few minutes the world changed shape. One moment trees, the next nothing but white. Suddenly, an entire mountain range appearing from nowhere near the summit. The clouds dropped below me and stayed there like a second landscape, floating beneath the first. People arrived quietly, one by one. Nobody wanted to interrupt what was happening. Lunch happened naturally. Someone unpacked oranges, someone else offered chocolate. A woman shared dried persimmons with complete strangers. The clouds continued drifting across valleys, across peaks, across conversations. Nobody checked the time, nobody checked their phone. The world felt temporarily disconnected in the best possible way. Hours later, when the descent began, the cloud layer rose again, slowly swallowing the view, as if the mountain was taking it back, one piece at a time. By the time I reached the forest, the summit was already gone, hidden like it had never happened, except for a few photos and the smell of oranges still lingering inside my backpack.
I was the last one to leave the parking lot. The group ahead of me already disappeared around the first bend. Someone forgot a pair of gloves on the hood of a silver SUV. I looked around for the owner, nobody came back. The mountain kept everyone's attention better than lost things ever could. The trail started gently enough, a gravel road, turning into dirt, dirt turning into roots, roots turning into a conversation between gravity and my knees. A father and daughter passed me. The daughter carried a backpack almost bigger than she was. She looked determined, the father looked tired. I suspected she'd win that race around the second ridge. I heard laughter somewhere below, the kind that echoes through valleys, making distance hard to judge for a second. It sounded like summer vacation from 20 years ago. Near a stream crossing, a man sat quietly, eating boiled eggs. We nodded, neither of us spoke. Somehow it felt like enough. The climb grew steeper, the trees grew taller, the sky appeared less often, like the forest wanted to keep a few secrets that one overlook. I stopped to catch my breath and found myself staying much longer than necessary. Clouds drifted over distant mountains, slowly enough to notice, fast enough to change everything. The summit arrived without warning, one last turn, one last rocky step, and suddenly there was smaller than expected. Like most destinations, a few hikers were already leaving, a few were unpacking lunch. Nobody seemed in a hurry, I like that. The best summits feel less like achievements and more like places people accidentally gather. I sat on a flat rock, watching shadows move across valleys, watching hawks draw circles in the wind, watching people point at mountains they couldn't name. Hours later, the trailhead returned. The silver SUV was gone, the gloves too. Maybe someone came back, maybe someone didn't. Either way, the mountain had already moved on. And somehow, so had I. Dad walks slower now, I keep forgetting that. I'm 10 steps ahead before I notice and turn back. He waves me on, says go, I'll catch up. Don't wait for me, I'll wait anyway. Pretend I needed the rest too. He tells me this used to take him half the time. I don't say anything, just nod and match his pace. He points out a tree, he says wasn't here before. Or maybe it was, and he just didn't notice back then. At the rest area, he buys me a can of coffee like I'm still 12. I let him, some things I don't correct anymore. He asks about work, I give the short version. He nods like he already knew that answer. We don't make it to the peak, he says next time, not today. I say sure, meaning it a little more than usual. The sun's still high enough, this is more of a hike than a mission anyway. He sits a while longer than he needs to before standing back up. Going down, he holds the railing. I never touch when I'm alone. I walk half a step behind him now. Not because he asked, I just do.
It's 34 degrees and I said I'd be back by 2. Sweat's already through my shirt at the first bench, that's new. A vending machine at the trailhead, I buy 2 waters. Drink one before I've even started. Rookie move. The cicadas are louder than my music, so I take the earbuds out. Every shady spot has somebody already sitting in it. I keep walking past 3 of them looking for my own. End up just standing under a half-shade tree. Good enough. A kid asks his mom if they're almost there. She says almost. Same thing she said 20 minutes ago probably. I'm not judging. I ask myself the same thing at the last marker. My shirt's a different color now, soaked through with salt. There's a spot where the trail opens up and you can see the reservoir. Flat and silver, not moving, unlike me. I sit on a rock too high to really enjoy sitting on, and finish the second water in 4 gulps. The cicadas haven't stopped since I got here. I don't think they know it's almost evening. I should head down before the heat gets worse. I don't move for another minute anyway.
The trees are widening now, letting in the orange glow of the valley. The wild path is losing its grip, turning into a wide gravel fire road. My headlamp feels redundant now under the glare of the distant street lamps. The air is changing, losing that clean, sharp pine scent, replaced by the faint smell of wood smoke and roasting meat from the village below. My stomach gives a sharp growl, a reminder that I've been living on bars and water for the last 8 hours straight. I can hear the hum of the world again, the distant roar of a truck on the highway, the bark of a farmhouse dog echoing across the orchard. It feels strange, like waking up from a long heavy dream in a room you don't recognize. My shoulders are bruised beneath the heavy nylon straps of my pack. Every step on this flat ground feels unnatural. After miles of rocks and roots, my body has adapted to the uneven earth, and now the flat road feels wrong. It feels too easy, almost deceptive. We spend all day climbing up to find some kind of peace, and then we spend the evening walking right back into the noise, as if we can just carry that mountain silence in our pockets like a smooth stone, hoping it won't melt under the neon lights of the city. I can see the dusty roof of my car now, parked under a lonely sodium light. It looks smaller than I remember, covered in a thin layer of mountain dust. I reach the gravel lot, the click of my remote key unlocking the doors. The sound is sharp, artificial, breaking the last thread of the forest. I unbuckle the chest strap, the waist belt, and let the backpack slide off. It drops onto the dirt with a heavy, hollow thud. My spine straightens out instantly, feeling strangely light, almost floating, like I'm about to lift off the ground and drift back up to the ridge. I sit on the edge of the open trunk, my legs dangling, staring at my dirty boots. The village down the road is fully lit up now, windows glowing yellow and warm. I should change my shoes, I should start the engine and turn on the heater, but I just sit here in the dark parking lot for a little while longer. The wind is still blowing down from the peak, cool and smelling of the high places. It brushes past my face, a final goodbye from the rocks, and I just listen to the engine cooling down, while the mountain disappears into the black sky behind me.
The snow has swallowed every single sound. The forest is wearing a heavy white woolen coat that muffles the world. Even my footsteps are subdued, just a soft crunch, crunch of iron teeth, the crampons biting into the hidden ice beneath the powder. My breath is a thick white smoke freezing into tiny ice crystals on my collar. The air is so cold it hurts to take a deep breath, like swallowing needles. But the silence is pristine, untouched by anything human. Not a single bird, not a single chipmunk crossing the white expanse, just the occasional heavy thud as a pine branch lets go of its snowy burden. The trail is marked only by ribbons tied to frozen oak limbs. Sometimes they are buried, and I have to guess by the opening in the trees. My water tube is frozen solid. I try to bite the valve but only get ice. The cold is a physical weight pressing against my temples, slowing my thoughts, but there is a strange clarity in it, a beautiful emptiness. Summer mountains are full of gossip, birds, water leaves whispering in the wind, but winter mountains tell no secrets. They just stare back at you. They ask you how much you can endure, how much cold you can carry inside, before you turn around and head for the heater, for the safety of the walls. I look at my hands in the thick gloves. They feel distant, like they belong to someone else. Every movement is slow, deliberate, heavy. I reach the wooden bridge over the valley creek. The water is completely hidden beneath the foot of solid blue ice and snow.
But if I lean over the handrail and listen closely, really closely, I can hear a faint hollow gurgle far below the frozen crust. The river is still alive, running in the dark, waiting for April. I find a strange comfort in that hidden movement. The world hasn't stopped, it's just holding its breath like me. The blue hour is settling in early, turning the white snow into shades of indigo. The trees look like tall, dark ghosts guarding the pass. I should turn back, my toes are beginning to lose their feeling. But I just stand on the middle of the frozen bridge, looking down. The dark sky is dropping its first fresh flakes of the evening. They land silently on my sleeves, blending in, just adding to the weight.
There is no one else at the wooden marker, just a pile of stones and the surveyor's brass plug in the rock. The wind up here has an edge to it, cutting through my damp shirt. I pull my fleece from the bottom of the pack, shivering as it goes over my head. The view is 360 degrees of blue and green waves, but my eyes keep drifting down to the tiny gray patch in the distance, where my car is parked, where my life is waiting. I thought there would be a bell ringing, or at least a shift in the gravity, but the air tastes exactly the same as it did 500 meters below. Just colder, just a little thinner. I sit on the absolute highest point, my legs dangling over a sheer drop. The rock is rough, biting into the palms of my hands. Below me, a hawk caught a thermal, gliding without moving a single feather. It looks so effortless, it makes my heavy legs feel foolish. You climb all morning to get away from your own voice, only to find out it followed you up the switchbacks every single step. The horizon doesn't give answers, it just shows you how much sky there is, how much space exists between your troubles and the stars. The city looks like a circuit board from up here, tiny and fragile, and all the things that kept me awake last night look like dust. I unpack my lunch, a crushed sandwich wrapped in foil. The bread is slightly dry, the cheese warm from the hike. Eating it feels like a chore, mechanical refueling of a machine. The wind keeps whistling through the eyelets of my boots, a low, lonely hum. I look at the trail that goes down the other side of the mountain. It looks steeper, disappearing into a dark forest of pine. I wonder where it leads, if it's any quieter over there. A shadow passes over the summit as it climbs
just feel like a guest who stayed too long. I take one last look at the endless blue horizon and turn my back to the sky.
The trail is gone, buried under a foot of rusted gold. Every step is a lottery, a blind guess into the terrain. Beneath this beautiful crystal carpet lies the real mountain, the jagged limestone edges, the slippery, decaying roots waiting for a slip. My trekking poles probe ahead like blind man's canes. Shh, rough. The sound of my progress is deafening. It drowns out the wind. It drowns out my own thoughts. The trees are bare skeletons now, their secrets completely exposed. I can see the ridge far above, looking closer than it actually is. The sky is a pale, freezing blue, devoid of summer soft edges. A gust of wind sends a fresh shower of oak leaves spiraling down. One catch is on the strap of my backpack, hitching a ride, I leave it there. A small piece of the season traveling with me. My breath comes out in thin, frail ribbons of white. There is a specific kind of tiredness that comes with autumn hiking. It's not just the muscles, it's the sight of everything letting go. The forest is stripped down to its bare gray bones, showing you exactly what it is without the leaves, without the flowers. And you realize you've brought all your heavy winter thoughts up here, hoping they get lost in the brush. I lose my footing for a second, a loose stone rolling beneath the leaf layer. My knee twists slightly, a dull ache radiating up the thigh. I lean against a cold birch tree, its paper bark peeling under my fingers. The silence settles back in the moment I stop moving. It's an heavy silence, the kind that feels like an empty house. The city below is invisible today, hidden by the brown haze of the horizon. The sun is dropping fast, a cold orange coin slipping behind the jagged ridge. The temperature drops 5 degrees in 3 minutes. I need to keep moving, but the rustling of the leaves feels too loud now. Every step sounds like someone else is following me through the dusk. I look back once, but there's only the long gray shadows of the trees, turning the trail into a maze of dark lines. And I keep stepping into the rustling dark. The storm cleared out as fast as it rolled in, leaving behind a forest washed in deep, heavy green. My boots slip slightly on the fresh clay, leaving uneven tracks. The air is thick, tasting of moss glass and ozone and old bark. With every step, water drops cascade from the canopy above. A sudden cold reminder on the back of my neck. But I don't pull up my hood, the dampness feels honest. The trail has turned into a miniature Russian stream. I have to pick my way along the edges, balancing on wet slate. My trousers are spotted with dark mud up to the calves. A rhythmic squish squish replaces the usual crunch of dry ground. I stopped by a swollen mountain creek that wasn't here this morning. The water is furious, white and roaring over smooth boulders. It doesn't care about the path, it just carves its own way down. We spend so much time trying to keep our shoes clean in the city, wiping off the dust, avoiding the puddles on the concrete. But up here the mud feels like an invitation to belong to the earth, even if just for a few hours. The sun breaks through a tear in the gray wool clouds, lighten up the mist rising from the valley floor like steam. My breath is steady now, synchronized with the heavy humidity. The grade flattens out into an alpine meadow, dripping and silent. Wildflowers are bent low under the weight of the rain reserves. I find a fallen log, checking it with my palm before sitting down. It's damp, but my wool layers can handle it. I pull out an apple, the snap of the first bite echoing too loud in the quiet. The mist is climbing up from the ravine, swirling around my ankles. The light is changing again, turning a pale watery gold. I don't know if the rain is truly over for the day. The clouds are gathering again over the eastern peak, heavy and purple. I throw the apple core into the brush, watching it disappear. And I just sit in the damp stillness, waiting for the sky to make up its mind. My headlamp makes a small circle. That's my whole world now. 10 feet of gravel, a root, a rock, and then more gravel. Somewhere behind me, someone's beam bounces with their steps. We don't talk much, just watch our circles of light. The stars are doing something up there. I can't look too long, I'll trip. But I catch pieces of it between the tree line and the ridge. A moth keeps circling my light like it forgot the moon exists. I let it, we're both just following something lights up around the exposed part of the trail. My name gets called from ahead just to make sure I'm still there. The stars are doing something out there. I can't look too long, I'll trip, but I catch pieces of it between the tree line and the ridge. Somebody up ahead says they can see the tower lights of the city now, small and orange so far below it doesn't look real. I don't check the time, I don't check the distance left, I just keep my circle of light moving forward. The batteries are getting weaker, the circle's a little smaller now. I don't have a spare, so I just walk carefully and let the dark get a little closer than before.
Going down is worse on the knees, everyone says. I believe them now. 3 switchbacks in. The sun's doing that low gold thing through the trees. Long shadows crossing the trail like they're in a hurry to. A woman passes me going up, headlamp already on her back. Just in case, she says, though it's not dark yet. I tell her 20 more minutes to the ridge. She thanks me like I gave her something real. My water's gone, my legs are done arguing with me. I stop counting switchbacks around the 9th one. There's a smell of pine and something burning far off. Someone's cooking dinner. I'm still 40 minutes from the car. My phone's at 6%. The parking lot lights come on right as I reach the gravel. Automatic timed. They don't know I'm here. I sit on the tailgate and don't start the engine yet. Just listen to my own breathing slow down for a while. There's dirt under my nails I probably won't wash off tonight. Mountain's just a dark shape behind me now, no outline. I should go home. I don't move yet. 4:30 and the gate's still locked with chain. I sit on the curb and lace my boots again. Someone's dog barks twice, then goes quiet. A vending machine hums, the only light. The trail sign's paint is peeled since who knows when. I count the wooden steps, lose track at 10. My breath goes white, then disappears. Gravel under boots, that's the only sound I hear. Somewhere past the pine line, the sky is turning from ink to gray. I'm not there yet, I'm just walking, watching it happen on the way. A man passes me, nods, says nothing more. Water bottle sloshing, half empty at the door of the second rest stop. Wooden and small, I don't sit down, I just lean on the rail. Somewhere past the pine line, the sky is turning from ink to gray. I'm not there yet, I'm just walking, watching it happen on the way. There's a bend up ahead where the trail splits in two. I haven't decided which way I'll go through. The light keeps changing, I keep moving still. The mountain doesn't ask me to be anywhere.
The world shrinks down to a circle of light 3 meters ahead. Everything outside that white beam is pure, velvety black. The forest at night doesn't sleep, it breathes differently. The rustle of small animals in the bushes, the creak of old oaks bending in the dark. My own breathing sounds incredibly loud, like an engine in an empty room. I can feel the cold air entering my nostrils, tracking a line down to my lungs. With every exhale, a white cloud of steam appears and dances in the light of my lamp. There is a strange comfort in this absolute limitation of sight. I don't see the daunting peak ahead. I don't see how far I have left to go. I only see the next root, the next stone, the next patch of dirt. It forces me to live in the exact second I am standing in. My
boots are covered in dust, the fabric of my trousers catching on a thorny branch. I stop to untangle it, the silence rushing into my ears like water. So deep, so thick, it makes my ears ring. I tilt my head back, turning off the switch on my forehead. For a moment, blindness, then the blackness softens into deep indigo. Through the canopy of dry branches, the stars are scattered like coarse salt. No constellations I can name, just an endless, messy brilliance. They've been shining through these trees for thousands of autumns, and I am just a transient ghost passing through their light tonight. A sudden gust of wind rattles the canopy, sending a shower of dry leaves down. They brush against my jacket, making a sound like paper money shuffling. I shiver slightly, the cold creeping under my collar. I click the headlamp back on, the harsh white light destroying the stellar magic in an instant. The trail reappears, steep and narrow, winding up into the dark rocks. My legs feel heavy, but my mind has gone completely quiet, empty of the city's clutter. I take a step, the gravel crunching softly under my weight. The moon is hidden behind the western ridge, leaving only the stars to watch. I don't know if I'll reach the summit before dawn breaks. And honestly, as I lift my foot for the next step, it doesn't seem to matter all that much. The dark road just keeps going.
Going down is a different kind of negotiation. The gravity that pulled at my back is now pushing at my chest. Every step down the steep wooden stairs is a jolt to the patella. My thighs are shaking slightly, like dry leaves in November. The excitement of the summit is already fading, a memory an hour old. Now it's just the mechanical repetition of lowering my weight. Carefully so I don't slip on the dry pine needles covering the dirt. The shadows are stretching out, growing longer and blue. The valley is swallowing the light much faster than the ridge did. The air gets heavy, holding the dampness of the approaching evening. My water bottle makes a lonely, hollow, sloshing sound against my hip. I passed the spring where I drank on the way up. The plastic ladle is hanging there, dripping slowly, drip, drop. I don't stop this time, I just keep the momentum going. They say the mountain only lets you go when you've paid your dues. In aches and sweat and the quiet weariness of your joints. The city down there is turning on
like a bucket of spilled jewels on a dark velvet cloth. I'm walking back into that grid, back into the noise, but my legs are still moving to the slow rhythm of the ridge. A loose stone rolls out from under my heels, sending a mini avalanche down the slope. My heart skips a beat, my hands gripping the trekking poles tighter. The adrenaline spikes, then leaves me even more exhausted. The dusk is settling into the lower woods, turning everything into silhouettes. The trail markers are getting harder to spot in the gray twilight, but I can hear the faint sound of cars from the distant highway now. The dirt path gradually flattens out, turning into rough asphalt. The trailhead dusty parking lot is just around the next bend. My knees feel stiff, heavy like lead pipes. I stop for a second, looking back up at the dark outline of the peak against the purple sky. It looks completely different now, distant and cold. I turn around and walk toward the street lamps, leaving my tracks in the dark.
I untie the knots on my heavy leather boots. Just an inch of slack, but the relief is absolute. My feet breathe again, expanding into the thick woolen socks. I sit on a wide, flat boulder that has soaked up the midday sun. The rock is warm beneath my palms like an old dog's back. My breathing, which was a ragged beast 5 minutes ago, is finally slowing down to match the pace of the wind. I twist open the rusty cap of my old thermos. A sharp click and the steam rushes out, smelling of cheap sugar and dairy. Pouring the yellow powder into the plastic cup, adding the scalding water. I stir it with a dry twig I picked up near my heel. This sweet, lukewarm mixed coffee on a mountainside tastes better than any expensive roast in the neon-lit city below. It coats my throat, sending a quick jolt of energy straight to my toes. From up here, the highway looks like a tiny frozen gray ribbon. The concrete apartments are just small gray blocks packed together. Everyone down there is running, fighting, trying to be someone. But up here I am just a creature trying to catch its breath. A striped back chipmunk peeks out from behind a decayed stump. It stares at me for 3 seconds, decides I have no food, and vanishes. The sun shifts slightly, the shadow of the oak tree creeping over my knees. The sweat on my back has turned ice cold against my skin. Time to move before the muscles freeze up and lock. I tighten the laces again, pulling them cross, tying a double knot. The luxury of the 5-minute rest is officially over. The backpack feels a little heavier when I lift it back onto my shoulders. I
swallow the last sugary dregs at the bottom of the cup. Put the thermos back into the side mesh pocket. The trail ahead goes straight up into a dark pine grove. I don't look back at the view, I just enjoy. I just look at the first step into the shade, and the dirt catches my weight once more.
Clack, clack, the tungsten carbide tip meets the slate. A rhythmic metallic heartbeat echoing through the woods. The trail is nothing but loose rocks and exposed roots today. Every step requires an unspoken contract between my eyes and my ankles. A drop of salty sweat escapes my headband, stinging my left eye. I pause, leaning heavily on the grips, wiping my face with a damp sleeve. The forest is dense, smelling of rotting leaves and wet pine needles. By the side of the trail, a massive colony of stone towers appears. Pebbles balanced precariously on boulders built by hands I'll never shake. What kind of wishes were left behind here? A child's health, a broken heart looking for a mend, or just a prayer to not get hurt today. I pick up a small flat piece of shale from the ground, carefully holding my breath. I place it on a tower that seems to tilt north. It holds, I take a step back, my trekking pole's ready again. We walk up to leave things behind, not to bring anything back. The heavy backpack gets lighter as the water dwindles, but the mind gets heavier with the silence we forced upon it. Clack, clack, the sound is my only companion for 3 hours straight. The mountain doesn't ask why I came, it just demands that I watch my footing. The trees are thinning out now, the light getting sharper. My knees are starting to send faint signals of protest. A pair of hikers passes by from the opposite direction, their faces flushed. We don't speak, we don't know each other's names or stories. Just a slight nod of the head, a brief movement of the eyes. Stay safe, the unspoken words hang in the cool air. Their footsteps fade down the slope, a softer clack, clack. The wind brushes past my ears, carrying the scent of dry grass. I look up at the remaining incline, the sky peeking through the branches. I don't know how much further it is. I just adjust the straps on my wrists and lift my left foot again into the shadow of the next peak. AM 5:30. The world is still holding its breath. My boots sink into the damp, dark soil. The trail ahead is swallowed by a thick, milky fog. Only the yellow beam of my headlamp cuts through. Step by step, the rustle of my windbreaker coordinates with my breath. The cold air stings the back of my throat, but the heat gathering in my jacket keeps me moving forward. The incline steepens, wooden stairs give way to jagged granite. My thighs begin to burn, a familiar, welcome pain. I grab a thick tree root, its bark rough and dependable,
Behind me the city lights are long gone, buried under gray wool. A hidden bird chirps twice, then falls silent again. There is no grand philosophy here, just the sound of my rubber soles gripping the earth. And then right at the edge of the ridge, the wind changes. It doesn't blow hard, it just gently nudges the mist aside. Like a curtain rising on an empty ancient theater, the peaks reveal themselves one by one, shoulder to shoulder. They are not welcoming me, they are just existing. And that indifference is somehow deeply comforting. I sit on a flat stone, pulling a thermos from my pack. The steam from the hot tea rises and vanishes into the sky. My sweaty brow cools down too fast in the mountain breeze. Down below the sea of clouds is still shifting, restless. I thought I would feel a grand sense of conquest, but looking out at this endless wave of green and gray, I just feel incredibly, beautifully small. The sun is somewhere behind that thick layer, coloring the edge pink. I don't stand up right away. My shadow stretches long and faint against the rock. The fog is rolling back in, just a little, from the valley. And I'm just sitting here, watching it blur the lines again. Just watching.
The forecast promised sunshine. The mountain had other plans. Clouds gathered before breakfast, rolling over distant ridges like slow-moving ships. I almost stayed home, coffee in hand, looking out the window, thinking, maybe next weekend, maybe next time. But mountains have a way of making excuses sound weak, so I went. The trail climbed through cedar trees, dark trunks, wet soil, the smell of earth after yesterday's rain. Everything felt older than the city, older than schedules, older than deadlines. A crow followed me for a while, jumping branch to branch, never close, never far, like it was checking whether I belonged there. The clouds thickened, the higher I climbed, views disappeared, then returned and disappeared again. Entire valleys erased, then drawn back in. As if the weather couldn't make up its mind. Halfway up, a hiker coming down smiled and said, "You're almost above it." I wasn't sure what he meant until an hour later, when I stepped through the cloud layer, and suddenly everything changed. Blue sky above, white clouds below, the peaks floating like islands. The world looked impossible, like somebody had forgotten to finish rendering it. I stood there alone, not because nobody else was around, but because moments like that create their own silence at the summit. The wind pushed steadily, flags snapped, jackets fluttered, people spoke quietly without meaning to. The clouds drifted through valleys, casting shadows across mountains. Miles away, I watched one cloud cross an entire peak, slow
patiently transforming everything it touched. The view kept changing every minute. No photograph matched the next. Nothing stayed still long enough to be owned. I think that's why I loved it. The mountain never offered the same moment twice by late afternoon. The clouds rose again. The summit disappeared. The horizon disappeared. Even the next ridge faded into white. People began leaving one by one, boots crunching gravel, voices growing distant. Eventually I started down too. The forest welcomed me back. The air warmer now, the light softer. A few leaves spinning across the trail. A few birds settling into evening. When I reached the trailhead, the summit was completely hidden. No sign it had ever been there. Only clouds, only sky, only the memory of standing above them. And even that already felt a little unreal.
Nobody told me to come here. No famous viewpoint, no viral photo spot, no cafe at the summit, no ribbon tied to a fence saying you made it. Just a trail marked on an old map, the kind of trail people mention once then forget about. I parked beside an empty field. The scarecrow leaned sideways like it had given up weeks ago. The path started between two farms, past rows of peppers, past a barking dog, past an old woman watering lettuce. She looked at my backpack and pointed toward the mountain, steeper than it looks. That was all she said. 10 minutes later, I realized she wasn't joking. The trail climbed immediately, no warm-up, no gentle beginning, just dirt, roots, and gravity doing its thing. The forest swallowed the road behind me. The sounds changed first, cars disappeared, then voices, then everything except birds and my own breathing. I passed a fallen tree, covered in bright green moss, the kind of green you only notice when nobody's talking. Around a bend, a handwritten sign hung from a branch. The letters faded, almost unreadable. Somebody had drawn a smiley face underneath an arrow. I followed it, mostly because it felt rude not to. The trail narrowed, grass brushing against my knees, branches reaching into the path like the mountain wasn't expecting visitors. A butterfly landed on my trekking pole, stayed there long enough for me to stop walking, long enough to wonder why I was suddenly smiling at the halfway point. There was no marker, no sign, only a flat rock overlooking a valley. I sat there eating kimbap, watching clouds move across rice fields. The roads below looked tiny, like toy tracks. People were probably late for work, probably checking emails, probably standing in line somewhere, and none of it could reach me here. Further up, the wind arrived, not all at once, little pieces of it moving through pine trees. The sound reminded me of waves which didn't make sense, because the ocean was hours away. At the summit, nothing dramatic happened, no life-changing realization, no movie soundtrack moment, just a view a wide quiet view. Mountains stacked behind mountains, fading into blue, then gray, then something beyond color. A hawk floated through the valley without flapping its wings once. I watched until I lost it, then watched the empty sky. Anyway, the descent felt shorter. It always does, as if the mountain knows you've already seen what you came to see. The old woman was gone when I returned. The scarecrow was still leaning. The dog was still barking. The peppers were still growing. Everything exactly where I left it. Except me. Maybe a little.
Rain stopped sometime before dawn. Nobody seemed sure exactly when. The parking area smelled like wet asphalt and pine needles. I almost turned around twice before leaving the car. The clouds looked heavy enough to start all over again. The first section of trail was covered with fallen leaves, still holding drops of water. Every branch I brushed against had something to say about it. My jacket sleeves darkened first, then my backpack straps. The squirrel watched me struggle with the rain cover from a tree that looked entirely too comfortable. The mountain was quieter than usual. No loud groups, no Bluetooth speakers, no people racing toward a summit photo. Only the occasional click of trekking poles and water dripping from somewhere unseen. The trail curved around a cliffside where fog floated below, not above, below, like the valley had become the sky. I stopped there longer than I should have, trying to understand why some views refuse to fit inside photographs. Further up, a small shelter appeared inside. 3 strangers shared coffee. Nobody introduced themselves. One offered a seat, another passed around walnuts. The oldest man there said, "This weather keeps the impatient people away," and smiled into his cup. That sentence stayed with me long after the conversation ended. Past the shelter, the climb steepened. Roots crossed the trail like old handwriting. The mud grabbed at every step, my breathing grew louder. The forest grew darker, and somehow everything felt exactly right. Near the ridge, the clouds finally broke. Sunlight poured through openings between distant peaks. Not all at once, just enough. A little here, a little there, like somebody testing a light switch. The valley below looked unfinished, parts hidden, parts revealed. The world assembling itself slowly at the summit. Nobody celebrated, people stood quietly, hands in pockets, looking outward as if each person had arrived carrying something they weren't ready to name. I ate a sandwich that had been crushed beyond recognition, and it tasted perfect. On the way down, the trail had changed again. The sun reached places it couldn't touch earlier.
return. Water sparkled where it hadn't before at one turn. I looked back, the ridge was already disappearing into another layer of cloud. By the time I reached the car, the mountain looked ordinary again, just another shape on the horizon. But the smell of wet earth stayed on my clothes for days afterward. And every time it rained, I thought about that shelter, those strangers, and the sentence still waiting somewhere in the trees.
I left before the bakery opened. Street lights were still hanging on. A paper cup warm in both hands while the town pretended it was asleep. The parking lot had only 3 cars and one of them looked abandoned. Someone's hiking pole leaned sideways against a fence covered in old stickers. The trail started behind a rusted gate, past a sign with half the paint peeled off. A spider web caught the morning light like somebody forgot a necklace there. The first climb always feels personal, no matter how many times I come back. The mountain never remembers me, but somehow I keep remembering it. A man in his 70s passed me without saying much at all. His backpack looked older than me. His pace made my confidence disappear. Around the second ridge, the city finally vanished. No traffic, no delivery trucks, no notifications fighting for attention. Just the sound of shoes on dirt and distant water somewhere below. There was a wooden bench with initials carved into the corner, names I didn't recognize from summers I never lived through. I sat there longer than I planned, watching fog move through the trees. The way it filled every empty space without making any noise. A dog appeared from nowhere, brown fur, one torn ear, no leash, no owner in sight, like it belonged to the mountain itself. It walked beside me for 20 minutes, then disappeared at a fork in the trail without looking back once. I crossed a small creek using stones that weren't as stable. As they looked from a distance, one foot slipped in cold water through my sock. For the next hour, every step reminded me of it. Near the summit, the wind became louder, not angry, just impossible to ignore. A woman was eating kimbap wrapped in yesterday's newspaper. A father was teaching his son how to read contour lines on a map. Someone shared tangerines with complete strangers. Nobody asked where anyone worked or what kind of car they drove. For a few minutes, those things felt unnecessary. Cloud shadows drifted slowly across the valley below. Entire villages disappeared and returned again. The summit mark was smaller than I remembered. Maybe mountains shrink, or maybe expectations grow. I didn't take many photos. The view looked better without somewhere above, moving so effortlessly. It almost felt unfair. The trip down was quieter. People always talk about reaching the top, but most thoughts arrive later. On the way back, past the same rocks, the same trees, the same muddy corners, the afternoon sun found its way through openings in the forest, painting gold across the trail. I passed the carved bench again, the empty water crossing the place where the dog disappeared. Everything looked slightly different though. Nothing had changed at the parking lot. The paper cup was still on my dashboard, cold now. My boots carried half the mountain home, dust on the laces, mud around the soles. A small leaf caught in the stitching. Driving away, the summit vanished behind the trees. A curve in the road, another curve after that, but nothing. But every now and then, when I open the trunk days later, I still find a little dirt falling from somewhere. And for a second, the trail isn't completely gone.